I'm hanging out with Ava. We're hanging out and we're going to do a video to promote my upcoming Whorrific Cabaret.
Yes.
We're just spending time together doing some activism at the in-call that we share together. And tell me a little bit about how you met me, Ava.
Okay. So I met you, was it 2012, at the Models of Pride conference that they have at the Gay and Lesbian Center, and we were doing a piece on the criminalization of sex work, I think was my original focus. And once I was introduced to you through Sophia, and it's history from there.
What were you thinking about the criminalization of sex work? Tell people about that.
I was seeing sex work kind of more as a trap for people. And specifically regarding the criminalization, I thought it was ridiculous, absolutely, but I thought it was also a part of the business, and there was not much that could be done to change it.
So how did my talk and my workshop at the conference help to expand what you originally thought of sex work as a trap?
Well, I realized that it was something that could be empowering, first of all, and that it was something worth protecting and worth changing for people who did find it empowering.
And what was people's reactions, do you think, at the conference?
They were really excited. I was really shocked. Originally, I didn't see my my original plan to, be too harsh, but I feel Sophia saw it that way, and I'm glad that she did, So it wasn't the original fire and brimstone I planned to preach.
Thank goddess.
But I think that I was surprised how open and receptive the youth were to the message.
Did you go back and do more sex worker activism after that, or was that the one-off?
I didn't. After that, I started doing Theater of the Oppressed with a group of students from USC. And I incorporated my own experience with sex work into that because it was, Theater of the Oppressed is just a means of expressing acts of oppression through theater. And I really enjoyed that, and part of that was speaking my own truth and acknowledging that.
Yay. So fast forward to 2014, where we both get to speak our own truths in the current professions that we live and we love, and you're going to be a performer in Whorrific Cabaret in the Hollywood Fringe Festival on June 16th at 5:30 at the Three Clubs Theater in Hollywood. And what are you going to do for us? Tell us about what you have planned. I know it's not final and everything, but what are some of the ideas that you have for your stage performance?
Well, I'm thinking of something really fun. I think that that my own experience in sex work is very different, not only being a transsexual sex worker, but being a BBW plus size sex worker, and, kind of all that entails. I want to introduce some of my own experiences in my piece. I'm thinking of, I've leaned more towards domination, the BDSM, realm of sex work, so I'm thinking of bringing one of my pets.
One of your pets, yay! And what are you going to do with one of your pets?
Well, I have my adorable pink ball gag and my pink leash, and I want to walk around with him and have him crawl and give him commands and watch him do little tricks like beg and roll over.
Yay! Have you ever performed anything about your work or your life before?
I haven't. This will be my first time, but I'm really excited.
So why do you think it's important for a trans sex worker to speak their truth on stage in Hollywood?
Because I think that Hollywood is not much different in the transsexual sex work, part of it that I experienced in Atlanta. Is that, there's a lot of, sex workers in the area that are transgender. And a lot of them face a lot of stigma. You know what I mean? They're seen as like a neighborhood nuisance. People don't really focus on the stories of the sex workers and what brings them to your neighborhood or to your street corner or whatever, you know. And I think that it's important to understand people as a whole and what brings them, you know, to do the things that they do.
Is it more supportive in Atlanta for trans workers?
Not for trans street workers, no. They're being fought in a lot of ways. You know, they had many different like police forces that kind of enforce it on the street, and they're getting arrested all the time.
So talk about your experience
Mm-hmm.
being supported or not supported in Los Angeles as a transgender sex worker.
Okay. Well, my first experience coming to LA, I was a client at the Gay and Lesbian Center. And while I found a lot of support in being transgender and being accepted as who I was, you know, parts of me weren't, you know, so the parts of me being a sex worker, I didn't find any support in that until we met.
Were there other trans sex workers who were living in the same house
Oh,
that
absolutely. Absolutely.
And what was their attitude about their work?
Everyone was taught to kind of be ashamed, you know. It was nothing to celebrate. It was more something to strive to, you know, get away from, get out of. So everyone was encouraged to, you know, find work, legitimate work.
Legitimate work such as
such as Starbucks, which was my own personal hell for over a year.
And so why is sex work better than Starbucks?
Well, you know what, and I can use an example from my time at Starbucks. I had a customer come in who asked me what my gender was. And I told him, you know, this really wasn't, I had a line out the door. Everyone, you know, wanted their coffee. It was rush time. And I told him this wasn't the place for us to have a conversation about my gender identity. And he said, well, until you can explain to me what your gender is, I don't think I feel comfortable buying coffee from you.
Wow.
Right. And so my response was like, okay, you know. So in sex work, I don't get those kinds of problems. You know what I mean?
At
I'm
all?
my own boss. Yeah, of course. I mean,
Any misunderstandings from your clients about your gender?
not at all.
Not at all, eh? Wow,
Not at all.
congratulations. That's
Acceptance, total acceptance.
That's great. So it helps you feel like more of a woman that
Exactly.
you have always known that you were.
Mm-hmm.
So great. So are you interested about Ava's story? Do you want to see her performance? Do you want to see her on stage on June 16th? Then please come to the show. And this has been another video for the Indiegogo fundraiser. If you want to see more people on stage at Whorrific Cabaret and you feel like our voices are worth your at least $20, then please click on the link below and make a donation right now. Thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me that Ava is writing about the Whorrific Cabaret and the Indiegogo fundraiser in Tits and Sass, and I've been mentoring this woman along her path, and she's going to publish her, is it your first article, or have you been published before?
This will be my second article.
Your second article. She's also a writing participant in the Red Umbrella organization that Audacia Ray has founded. So make sure to read that when it comes out in June in titsandsass.com. And another reason for you to support our work and to donate as much as you can so that sex workers everywhere can have a voice and be the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah, support this girl. She's awesome.
Thank you.